Hi there boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Random Geek channel. And we are back with another unboxing and first impressions video. And we're looking at the Rosmoss Sense 8 Plus power bank. So this is their 30 milliamp hour battery pack. This is the largest battery bank that Rosmoss actually makes. So if you're new to my channel, you know that I love batteries. I've reviewed batteries before. I have a bunch of solar generators at the back. Anything to do with green technology, I'm pretty much into. And if you're new to the channel, I am the Random Geek, and what I do is I review the best budget tech and gadgets out there. So pretty much devices that you've probably never heard of or never thought about, and things that you probably didn't know that you needed. So I've just opened this out of the shrink wrapping, so you won't see me struggle with the Stanley knife. But what we're going to do is we're going to open it up and have a look to see what's in it. So the reason why I got this is I wanted something a bit larger, but something smaller than my solar generator that I've been using. So I've been running around with a small solar generator. It's quite handy. It's a lot bigger than this one, but I wanted something that can charge pretty much my general devices and not being too bulky. But keeping in mind that this is a lot larger than your standard battery pack, given its capacity that you're getting. And the thing is, I was walking around my local electronic retailers. So if you're in Australia, the local retailers will be things like JB Hi-Fi, Harvey Norman, Bingley, places like that. And I was really surprised at how expensive battery banks have actually gone. So most places were charging $100 for 10,000 milliamp batteries, and not even really what I call decent brands either. So just things like Comsol and Signet. I did have some high quality brands, but they were charging through the nose. I was like, why are they charging like 180, 200 Australian dollars for an actual battery bank? I could understand when these things first launched, with the whole smart devices, mobile phones, and when tablets first launched, everyone was struggling to find like a battery bank for power on the go. And most of these were slow charging, 5 watts. Like you get the occasional 10 watt charger, but the prices then were high. Now they're pretty much everywhere, and everyone has like a mobile phone, a smart device, a tablet, and things charging by USB Type-C. And for some reason in Australia, the prices have risen dramatically. I don't know why, and I was just really confused because you can get high quality power banks and batteries from overseas, and for a fraction of the cost, and they do all the smart charging, the power delivery, the high watt charging. It's like, why the hell would you spend that amount of money in Australia when you can get something a lot cheaper and probably a lot better? So this is the reason why I've got this one. So this is in line with their brand new range. So it's got its full factory seals on there in the box. So this one was actually packaged last year in September last year. So it's still factory sealed and everything. So when in the box is really basic cardboard boxing. The thing with the Rosmoss, I mean, this is the largest battery bank that they make. Guess how much this was? This was 50 Australian dollars. So for a quarter of the price that I would have got a 20,000 milliamp hour battery in Australia, this is 50 Australian dollars. So put that in perspective, that's like 40 US and 25 British pounds. And this is a Rosmoss brand. So if you're not unaware, Rosmoss have been in the power bank industry ever since they first started. They're one of the very first pioneers. I've used them in the past, and they're very good quality. I don't expect this to have like charging cables or an adapter. This is one of the reasons why they save cost and actual price. But I'll show you the reason why that's not going to be a problem. So I thought I wasn't going to use this, but I'm going to have to use this anyway because I'm going to have to open the actual box. But first, what we do is we're going to have a look at some of the specs. So the Sense 8 model was actually launched last year, and they have got their smaller range, which is their Sense 4, the Sense 6, and this is their obviously their higher range. So this is the PHP 30 Pro, 30,000 milliamp hour. So that equates to 111 watt hours. So just keep that in mind. If you are going to fly out, power banks are regulated in Australia when you're flying out. They max out at 100 watt hours. So you will not be able to bring this on an aircraft, especially if you're flying like Virgin, Qantas, or any of the like Australian airplane companies. So that's my train of thought. I do know that some overseas flight carriers will allow you to fly up to 150 watt hours. With Australia, it's maxed at 111. And that's the reason why that you'll see that most power bank companies will max out at just under 27,000 milliamp hours, because that falls directly under that 100 watt hour limit. So just keep that in mind. It all depends on the person. If you're flying with this, like the person checking your luggage, there's a chance that if the person is quite OCD and has a great attention to detail, they will notice that this was under the limit. So just in case if you don't want your power bank taken off the plane, maybe not bring this one, and maybe either buy the smaller one or get something slightly smaller. And I do have a smaller version of this one on the way, so I might do a review on that one as well. So it's just a heads up. So the reason why this thing doesn't have any charging cables, or it shouldn't have a power adapter, is if you have a look like the inputs, this thing takes pretty much everything under the sun. So if you're like me or anyone in the last 10 years, you would have built up an entire stack of cables, either it's Lightning, USB-C, or micro USB. This power bank takes all three charging standards. So regardless of what you've got, if you've got a cable and a power adapter or a USB port, this thing will charge regardless. The thing with most power banks, they only take one type of input. So the cheaper ones, you want to get micro USB-C. If you've got an Apple compatible one, it will only have a Lightning port. If you've got one of the newer ones, it will have USB to Type-C for high-speed charging. The great thing with this one, regardless of which cable you've got, it will charge. Obviously, it will charge faster with the USB type C port. So this takes a maximum of 18 watts, which is equivalent to your quick charge 3.0 standard. So it will charge quickly, but remember, given its capacity, it will take a bit longer to charge. But this is fantastic because I obviously got heaps of cables lying around. Obviously, if I have a USB Type-C cable, I'll be using that one to charge. If not, if I'm just using an iPad and I just have the cable around, I can quickly charge my iPad or my iPhone cable and plug it into take the Lightning if I've got a Lightning adapter. And if I've got a standard micro USB, obviously it's going to charge at the much slower 10, 11 watt hours, so it's going to take forever to charge. But at least I've got that option. So this is absolutely fantastic, and it's not something that I see in a lot of power banks, and especially not at this price range. Output wise, you've got your so you'll see that it's got their fit plus symbol there. Every single power bank company will have their own version of their fast charging and their smart charging, which when you plug it in, it will automatically detect what you're charging at, and the BMS and the charge controller and the voltage controller will figure out what is the maximum charging rate that device can take, and it will put through whatever standard or to whatever maximum voltage that device can take. So obviously in this case, if you were to plug into like a USB type phone, we'll figure out, okay, obviously this phone can charge at a higher wattage, and it will switch over. So and like you will see that like it will have like standard USB type A ports, and then obviously a reversible USB type C port. So that's for input and output. This does do pass through charging. So if you want to charge this and charge other devices using the other port at the same time, it will work. And as long as your input is greater than your output, it will eventually charge up to full. So if you look at the outputs, so you've got your 18 watts, you've got your 18 watts at different voltages, that's for the USB type C. Then you've got 18 watts for your fast charging USB type A port, so 18 watts again. And then you've got your standard output at the bit lower wattages at 11 watts. Just remember, it is a big power bank. It will charge. It weighs a lot. So this is 671 grams. I'm holding it now. This is, yeah, including the packaging. It's decently size heavy. So it's not something that you want to carry in your jean pockets or in like a small bag maybe. It is quite heavy, but then again, you are paying for the large size of the battery. Size wise, 171 millimeters, so 17 centimeters, width 8 centimeters, and the height 32.8 millimeters. So it's quite a thick battery pack. I'm assuming that they're just using 18650 cells in there. These guys use a high quality cell as well. So in terms of, I'm expecting a high level of battery efficiency as well. So I might do like another video in which I test that, see how much of the 30 milliamp hour battery that I do to get out of the systems. Bad battery banks, you get roughly about 60%. High quality battery banks, you get over 70-75%. The most efficient ones will get up to 80%, and that's probably the actual limit, because remember that you do have to step down the battery voltages in the actual pack down to 5 volts, and there's also like another step down when you charge into your device. Most of that is lost through heat, like remember, so these things are not 100% efficient. And obviously in the package you only get the power bank and the user manual. So we're just going to open up and have a look at what it looks like. So I'll get the battery to phone, just look at the camera to zoom in there. So there's only just one cut along the side. Pull that down. So standard cardboard packaging, nothing too fancy. Okay, so as always, this nice, flexible, scratchy plastic covering. So we're just going to open it up. So the only thing you really get is that nut. Really easy. But we're going to have a look at what it looks like in the box. So I'm not going to worry about the manual. We're going to throw the box aside. So wow, that is really chunky and really heavy. Holding out my hand like whoa. So obviously at this price range you are not gonna get aluminium or like a steel construction. So things like the Jackery range, like Venus brush aluminium, really nice. It's gonna last you forever. This is a nice smooth plastic. It is quite sturdy though. It's not gonna. The construction is quite respectable. There isn't any squeaks unless I press it. Yeah, so really hardy plastic, and that's what you want, because with power banks you throw them around everywhere. I chuck them in bags, you know, big 30 plus there. So just to indicate that this is the Sense 8 plus range. All their models have a little plus there, and the 30 obviously it's 3000 amp hour battery. It's your standard LED indicator. So it's got 4 LEDs, so obviously you're gonna get 25% in each rating. Kind of wish that they had a smart screen. That lower capacity banks actually have a smart screen, so it would rank the 2% of the battery, but also in the lower ones it will rank the output voltage and the amps, so you can actually track how much power is going out of the device. I do have this smaller model coming on the way, and I will show that when I get it, but obviously in this case you're only going to get your standard. But remember, at 25% of 30,000 milliamp hours, that's a lot of energy, so how accurate that's going to be, but most people, if you're just going to be charging like your mobile phone and stuff, 30 milliamp hours is going to last you about a week, depending on which phone you're using, if you've got a large battery, and especially with the newer phones, like it's going to be super like efficient in most cases. Most phones have like a day and a half to 2 day battery life. That's all to do with the chippy efficiency now. Most phones use OLED screens, and obviously larger battery capacities in there. And regardless of what phone you're going to be using, this is going to be a lot more than what like your phone's been using. So I'm assuming that balance to check the charge, so it's roughly 75% charge. The red LEDs, I'm assuming that light might change when you're charging it. I kind of think that it's going to be like a green light. It's actually like a red light in this one, in this case. Yeah, zoom in there. So switch it on. Red light. Okay. So now we're just going to just look at the ports, get the camera to focus. So as I said, these ones here, you can charge micro USB, Lightning, and obviously micro USB Type C. So charging inputs here, like reversible micro USB-C, so input and output. This is your smart charging port there. So that will be your equivalent to your quick charge protocol there, and your standard USB Type A, which does up to 10 to 11 watt hours. So skipping that. So that's what's the fantastic thing here, this part here. So regardless of what cable you got, obviously no cables. But then again, I've got 10 BM cables at home. Take your pick which one you want. They do state that using the 18 watt hours is going to take you, I think, like 7 hours, I think. But I'll wait to check it out. I'll be running like charging testing these things to see how long it does take to charge. Aside from that, that's all there is to it. So on the bottom, obviously, you've got all the information on there. So obviously this is a Chinese pack, but we're curious to figure out what type of cells are in there. I might do a bit of research to figure out what type of cells are there. But the thing with like Rosmoss, I've had these older battery banks from this brand. I've had them for over 10 years and they work fantastic. So I'm assuming that to be using quality 18650 cells, you want to get at least 2,000 cycles out of this thing. So this is going to, if used properly, this is going to last you like a lifetime. Most cheap power banks, you charge them a couple of times and they last a year or two, they fall apart and not worth your money. So this, remember, 50 Australian dollars, this is going to last you forever. So if you guys are out there just looking for a, sorry, camera doesn't like to go to macro. So if you guys are after a charging option but it's not going to break the bank and it's going to be, yeah, have a look at this guy for 50 Australian dollars. Yeah, this is, I'm going to give this like a thumbs up already, but I will test out the ports and the charging rates, but this is an absolute bargain. Don't go to your just local electronics retailers and get ripped off. Remember, you can buy 4 of these for their highest like highest milliamp hour that I've got. Even the Anchor power cores in Australia, you're looking at over $200. So I think the latest power core is like 280 Australian dollars. So put that in mind. But remember, the power cores, you are doing USB Type-C power delivery at a high wattage. This only does up to 18 watts. But this is fantastic if you're if you're going around, if you have to charge like a switch or whatever, it's going to charge it while playing as well. Just have a think about that. It might charge your USB type laptops if you have it switched on. It will do a trickle charge. Remember, at 111 watt hours, this is a larger capacity than most laptops will have inside. So it will charge to full pretty much. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna talk about this one, and I'll do like a bit of testing for you guys to see what the capacity is, how long it takes to charge, and I'll be testing out all the ports to see if it can reach up to the maximum rated voltages there. But I'm gonna leave it at that. So anyway, to give us a like, leave us a comment or question if you have any questions about this device. Smash that notification bell, because I do post quite regularly, so every single I think twice a week now that I'm doing it. I'm quite busy throughout the week, but I do try my best to upload videos as often as I can, so you guys have something to watch. Even if just one person watches this video, I'm happy, because I do this as a hobby. I'm not associated with anyone. I buy every single product that I buy out of my own pocket, and all my opinions are my own. So I'll leave it at that. Random Geek out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.